Yeah, okay, fine. So let's move on to uh, academic identity. In this session, I will be covering 5 or 6 important academic identity or scholarly identity as it is known platforms. Academic identity decides who I am as an individual academic or as an individual researcher on the World Wide Web, of course, not offline. This is online identity only. I'm talking about online identity of a researcher, of an author on the World Wide Web. Secondly, who I am in the academic world, at least in my subject. Where is my stand? How visible is my research in my among my peers? When I say peers, peers mean people who work in your field across the world, not just your surroundings. So one of the important things a researcher must pay attention to is author name disambiguation. On the World Wide Web, for instance, my name is Rupesh Kumar. There may be hundreds of Rupesh Kumars. When I create a profile, either on Google Scholar or on some other service, uh, and add my publications, somebody else may claim credit for it just because their name is the same as mine. Therefore, it is important for researchers to understand author name disambiguation and author name disambiguation services available on the World Wide Web. So I am known by different names. Different publishers follow different naming conventions in their journals. Whatever is the name you include in your article, they'll have their own conventions, their own formats. Because of this, an author's name is published in different forms. Okay, so in order to alleviate the problem caused by different forms of names, instead of using names for identification, unique identifiers can be used to identify an author. So one such author name disambiguation service available, a free service available on the World Wide Web, is ORCID, ORCID, Open Researcher and Contributor ID. This is a 16 character or 16 digit, I can say, it is only numeric, 16 digit ID that is assigned by the service provider to every author who creates a profile on orchid.org. What is the advantage of having a numeric ID? The advantage can be compared to the advantage a university will have if it identifies every student by the register number instead of identifying them by name. Uniqueness can be maintained in identity. Therefore, author name disambiguation is very important aspect to be understood, to be familiarized by researchers and authors. So now I come to various academic identity platforms. I request all of you to create a profile on each of these platforms in order to make your research more visible and to establish online identity for your research, which is the first step before your research starts getting any impact. So Google Scholar, please create a profile on Google Scholar and add your publications. So it's free. It's free. It can be created, and the publication details can be added. Yeah. Okay. So user profile, for instance, BT Sampath Kumar as a Google Scholar profile. Whenever you search a name on Google Scholar, if a user profile is available, it will show up in the search results. That is the first academic identity platform, which is open, which is free. The second academic identity platform is Researcher ID provided by Clarivate Analytics or Web of Science. You need not subscribe to Web of Science database in order to create the researcher ID. It is free. So you can join Clarivate Analytics. You can create a researcher ID by visiting researcherid.com. So you will get a link like this, and you can also add your details. Okay, that's the second academic identity platform. The third, I'll just move quickly. Web of Science has got a service called Publons, very interesting service. You can also be a reviewer for Web of Science indexed journals. All you have to do is to create a Publons account, Publons profile, by going to publons.com. Yeah, so this is my dashboard, my profile, Web of Science Publons profile. Yeah, you can also search Web of Science. You can find the people who have profile on Publons based on institution also. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. ORCID, a free author disambiguation, author name disambiguation service, which is available. ORCID.org. You can create an ORCID profile. You will get an ORCID ID, which you can make use of in all your academic profiles. So why I am telling you is sooner or later, UGC will make one particular service mandatory, which is called IRINS, Indian Research Information Network System, which will ingest, which will draw data from these 5 important services, and it will present a dynamic visualization, dynamic statistics of the research impact of your institution. Lastly, Scopus also has got Scopus Author ID, which is free to create. You can create Scopus Author ID. Your Scopus indexed publications will get listed under your profile so that you can establish your claim over your papers. So you can even search for an author profile. Here is how Scopus will show the impact. Excuse me. Microsoft Academic also is an academic identity platform. You can sign up to Microsoft Academic to create an account. You can add your publications. You can also add your details. Lastly, UGC has a database of experts called Vidwan. Under Vidwan, you can create an expert profile, and it has to be approved by a moderator of UGC. Of course, gradually, after verifying the details, it will be approved. So you can add all your details. This is a national repository of experts. Using this repository, any institution can find out your area of expertise. They may make use of your expertise for various purposes, such as inviting you to deliver lectures, conduct workshops, or making you part of some committees, expert committees, such other activities. So this is a national database of experts. As you may notice on the left-hand side, I have integrated in Vidwan 5 different academic identity profiles. So if I make any publications available in all these IDs, Vidwan will automatically get my publications into Vidwan profile. So these are the details of my academic identity profiles, academic identity or scholarly identity profiles. I request each one of you to establish your academic identity. And there are more platforms, there are more open platforms where you can also create account, add your publications, search for others' publications, discover them and download them, use them, write comment on them, follow them. So these are academic social networking platforms: Mendeley.com, academia.edu, researchgate.net. Sightseer, of course, is a preprint server where you can upload your article preprints, also download others preprints. Archive, bioRxiv, SOC archive. I have all the screenshots here. You can make use of the presentation. Okay, so these are the different academic identity platforms which a researcher can use to effectively disseminate his or her research, also establish his or her identity more effectively, which will act as a pretext for uh, getting some impact for research, for publications. So all I can say is, please do not forget to leave your scholarly digital footprint online. Okay, make a mark using academic identity platforms. So that's all I have to say. I'm concluding my presentation. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure speaking to all of you. I look forward to having more such sessions